If you're a baseball player that's serious about your career and getting recruited to play at the next level, this video is for you. At some point or another, you've heard how important Twitter or X is for your recruiting process and maximizing your exposure. But for you, you're either a guy that has been posting, getting follows from coaches, maybe some conversations, and then it doesn't actually lead anywhere, or you're a guy that's still at the beginning of the recruiting process and hasn't even started posting yet. Regardless, this video is going to teach you step by step how to actually maximize your exposure through social media and use that to have your inbox flooded with college coaches and opportunities to keep playing at the next level. Before I get into it, this video is only for guys that are serious about their career and are willing to put in the work to get to the next level. If you're someone that believes in the saying, if you're good enough, they'll find you, or if I just play well, things will take care of themselves, this video is probably not for you. Recruiting today is completely different than ever before, and it's not just about being at the right place at the right time or being good enough and they're gonna find you. Today, you actually have to put in effort to actually get the opportunities that you want. It's because college coaches are way more selective today because they have way more options to choose from. And with limited roster spots, it's not about them coming to find you. It's about how much you put yourself out there and how often they see your name. Before we get into it, who am I? How do I know what I'm talking about? Let's take it back for a second. My name is Omar Almodovar. I'm the founder of Elite Recruits, which started in November of 2023. Since then, we've placed over 320 baseball players into college programs all across the country, from Georgia Tech, Texas A&M, High Point where I played at, even down to local junior colleges, depending where the best fit for that player is. Before I started Elite Recruits, I went through the recruiting process myself multiple times. Coming out of high school, I hardly had any offers. I was born in the Dominican Republic, moved to Miami when I was young, and the recruiting process was always difficult because I had no idea what to do. I was sending out emails, going to random showcases, hoping that the process would take care of itself. Thankfully, I had one offer to a junior college in the middle of nowhere, and I took that opportunity and ran with it. But once I got to that junior college, that's where recruiting changed forever. Because of COVID, coaches weren't allowed to go outside of campus to recruit, but they still needed to find a way to bring guys into their program for the following season, and that's where Twitter took off. During the pandemic and during all of this, I was at the junior college level. I was at a junior college in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma, and my goal was to get back closer to home near Florida and play at the highest levels. Unfortunately, college coaches weren't able to come see me, but because I found Twitter and I started posting my name out there, so many opportunities fell on my lap. I ended up going through an injury that spring season that finished my year. I tore my hamstring after only 10 at-bats, and if I hadn't been promoting myself to college coaches and maximizing my exposure, I would not be here today, and I would never have played at the Division I level. However, I was constantly marketing myself as a player and creating opportunities by promoting myself through social media, specifically on Twitter. Because of that, I had built real relationships with coaches. I was having consistent conversations, and when I got injured, I still had opportunities to fall back on. Now, if I was a guy that was just posting every once in a while or waiting for coaches to come to me, I would have never got an opportunity to play at the next level. So I like to break this process down into 3 different parts. The first part is having a game plan. Every single year, I see so many players miss out on opportunities because they don't actually have a game plan or a strategy behind what they're doing. They're posting random videos, they're getting follows from coaches and then not doing anything about it, or they're having a small conversation after a coach follows them and then it dies down and it doesn't actually turn into opportunities. That's because they had no game plan. They were just hoping that something happened. When it comes to social media and posting, you got to think about, what is your goal? The goal is for you to have as many coaches as possible, find your information, follow your profile, get into a conversation with those coaches, and then build a relationship that can eventually turn into an offer. A lot of players make the mistake of posting videos at times that coaches are probably not going to see it. If you're posting videos close to practice time or during games for college coaches, well, chances are it's not going to get a lot of views and coaches are not going to see it. So I always recommend to think of a coach's schedule, right? Usually during the spring season, you play games on the weekends and then you play games on Tuesdays or Wednesdays for midweek games. So if that's the case at the Division I level, a lot of Mondays are off days for these players because they just finished a weekend set or they have a lighter practice. If that's the case, that means that college coaches are likely to be around their phones and checking social media on Monday. That's when I would recommend posting. But the overall important part is posting the right day of the week. Whether it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that's great. It will change throughout the year. During the summer, coaches don't have games, so you can actually post a little bit more. During the fall as well. Always be cautious of a coach's schedule when you're posting. If you're posting your videos late at night, coaches are probably not going to see it. Same thing if you're posting your videos right around practice time. Make sure that you're posting your videos at the right time so that college coaches can actually see it and then can turn into something. The last mistake that I always see guys have when it comes to the game plan is not having a schedule that they follow. They post every once in a while, maybe after they have a good weekend, and then they won't post again for a month because they get into a slump. You need to find a schedule that works for you so that you can stay consistent. It does you no good if you create a ton of exposure because you posted something good and then it dies down because you don't continue to follow up and continue to put your name out there. This is a consistency game. Same thing, as a player, if you want to get stronger, would you work out every once in a while? Or would you have a routine that you follow to make sure that you make progress over time? Same exact thing when it comes to your exposure. The reason I built Elite Recruits is to have the type of guidance that I wish I had while I was going through the recruiting process. We help our guys from A through Z, from the game plan to maximizing their exposure to communicating with college coaches and helping them find their best fit school. If you're interested in what we do at Elite Recruits, hit the link in the description below, fill out an application and see if you're a good fit for our program. Step number 2 is high quality video. Today, I'm going to show you guys real examples of some of our current athletes and the types of videos that they post to really maximize their exposure and get in front of a lot of college opportunities. So right here, we're gonna go through 3 different videos, one from a junior college pitcher, and then after that, we're going to look at a couple different examples. But this first one, as you can see right here, really nice and clear footage. For a lot of high school players, it might be tough to get good game footage, but that's okay. We're gonna talk about how to make that happen. This, as a high school player, could be a perfect example of the type of footage you can get by having a loved one or a friend or family record your outing. This example right here is perfect of a great angle for pitchers to have. Now, as we move on, another junior college player that we have here. This is with the Aware system, which is just really high quality video. Not every school is fortunate of having this, but if you do, it would be really smart to be able to have this type of footage. As you can see, we have a lot of good angles, different sides of his swing so that college coaches can really evaluate this player. This video, you will see a lot more of these. This guy absolutely rakes, and he's talking to a lot of college programs because of the high quality footage that he has. He's already a good player, but this footage allowed him to get over 50,000 views in his video. If I go backwards to Taylor, his video did almost 75,000 views. Granted, he's a phenomenal pitcher, but having that good footage is what makes a difference. Now, for high school guys, similar scenario. This is one of our high school guys down here in Florida, and he has a lot of good footage from a showcase and from a couple different events. Let's take a look here. This is another kid that two-way prospect. We'll talk about a couple things here in a second, but just having good, clean footage makes such a big difference for these college coaches. When it comes to footage, guys always make the mistake of only having game footage or only waiting to get game footage to be able to post. College coaches actually want to see practice footage because it gives them different angles to be able to look at you, as well as be able to evaluate your mechanics. So when it comes to videos, always have good game and practice footage. Both are really important. After that, one other recommendation that we always have for our guys is keeping your videos, when it comes to Twitter, between anywhere from 45 to 90 seconds. Anything longer than that, the algorithm won't pick it up and it won't get as many views. But also, and even more important, a college coach is not going to spend all that time to actually watch the whole video. So if you can follow a trend here, you can see this video is 68 seconds. This next video is 66 seconds. And then the last one of the high school player was 87 seconds, just under a minute and a half, and his video also did a lot of views for a high school player. So high quality footage, both game and practice footage, as well as having the right time frames in your video so that the algorithm can pick it up. It gets a lot more views, but you also get coaches to stick around and see the full thing. That right there takes me to number 3, and the one that I see players mess up all the time: your captions. Your post is only as good as your captions. You can post a great video. If coaches don't know the information they need to know about you in order to evaluate you and recruit you, they're going to continue scrolling, guaranteed. They don't have time to continue clicking through your profile and searching for information. You either make it available to them as easy as possible, or they'll find the next guy, because as good of a player as you might be, there's thousands of players in the country with your same talent, if not better. So you gotta find ways to make yourself stand out. Now, if you see right here, these are examples. These are the players that we post directly. Our videos are always gonna get a lot more views than the videos you post on your own, simply because of how many followers we have on our page. Right now we have almost 32,500 followers, with college coaches from all over the country at every single level following us. That doesn't mean that you should be discouraged and not post on your page. There's just a difference in the type of exposure that you'd get working directly with us versus posting on your own. However, in order to maximize your exposure on your own, your captions are very important. So as you can see right here, we put uncommitted JUCO right-handed pitcher. This is a sentence for us to promote him. That's not something that you would be posting if you're talking about yourself. But then look at all this other important information, right? Put his name, obviously, height, weight, hometown, pitch metrics, data, his GPA, what he's looking for, and then we'll blur it out, but his contact information as well. If you give coaches information like this, it's so much easier for them to evaluate you. Let's go over to the junior college guy. Same exact thing. Uncommitted JUCO third baseman / catcher from Florida, sophomore at College of Central Florida, 6 feet, 200 pounds, righty. Metrics, these are very impressive metrics, as well as stats. Now, there's a huge difference. For high school guys, coaches don't really care so much about your stats. They're more focused on metrics. College guys, it's actually the opposite. It's about production. So your stats matter a lot more than just posting your metrics for a position player. As a pitcher, definitely got to have your metrics in there. Same thing, GPA, contact information, we'll blur that out, but very, very common themes. And it's not an accident that even though we have a lot of followers, these guys are getting a lot of views on their video because of how organized the captions are. High school example here, this guy is a two-way prospect. As you can see, all the important information, same exact theme, and then making sure that we include his GPA, high academic student. Because of this setup, it just makes it very easy for college coaches to evaluate this player, and that turned into opportunities. So to recap now, first thing you got to do when it comes to maximizing your exposure is having a good game plan. If you don't have a game plan of when you're going to post, what time, how often, you're never gonna make real progress. Number two is having good high quality footage so that coaches can actually evaluate you. And lastly, your captions matter so much. If you don't put good captions in your videos, college coaches are not gonna know what they need to know in order to make you a prospect of theirs. Now listen, I know that was a lot of information at once. I hope you got a ton of value out of it. I know the recruiting process is time consuming and it's frustrating and it's difficult, but that's exactly why I put this video together, so that I can at the very least help you have a good game plan. Now, the exposure side of it is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to the recruiting process. Just by you having good exposure doesn't mean that everything else is taken care of. This is just step one of a lot of steps that it takes in order to get to your best fit school. But it's a necessary step that makes coaches aware about you. Once coaches are aware about you, then you go into the next steps of building the relationship and communicating and keeping them updated in order to turn that into an offer in the near future. But like I said earlier, my name is Omar Almodovar, and the reason I built Elite Recruits is because I was just like you on the other side. A high school guy with not a lot of attention, then got to a junior college where I developed myself as a player, learned how to market myself, and in turn I was blessed with a lot of great opportunities during my playing career. But that's when I learned how to put myself out there. I built this so that you don't have to go through the struggle of doing it on your own. Hit the link in the description below, fill out an application, and if I think you have what it takes to become an elite recruit, I will guide you step by step until you get to your best fit school.